Breaking news this morning on your fast track to 7 out of Clay County. Firefighters spent much of the morning at a farm in Georgetown, just north of Moorhead along Highway 75. Here's some video from the scene. It's kind of hard to see, but several crews have been there since shortly after midnight. However, firefighters would not allow our camera crew on property, which is why the video is from so far away. Now, this is in the 1500 block of 190th Avenue Northwest. We are waiting to hear about the cause and/or any injuries, if there are any, and the extent of damage. It is 6:52 right now. Let's get a check of your fast track forecast with Lisa Green. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. We are looking at conditions that are going to be a little chilly feeling when you step outside today. If we can bring this full screen, that would be great. I want to show you, there we go, that just gorgeous glow on the horizon. We've got a cloud deck overhead in Fargo on our Skycam here at the station, and then just a little peek of that sunrise happening, I-94 on the left-hand side of your screen there. So here's what we can expect as we're getting out to hit the road this morning. Temperatures, teens to some 20s, 19 degrees in the Moorhead area as we're looking toward Moorhead, 25 in Grand Forks, and then wind chills that are down into the single digits, feeling close to 0 in places like Bemidji and Devil's Lake with a wind chill of 3. So you're going to want to bundle up. We do have some pretty quiet weather as far as precipitation is concerned, maybe a few flurries out there, but overall it's just a little bit of wind this morning that might cause some light drifting on the roads. But beyond that, we will see that wind ease up as the day goes on. So for kids out at the bus stop this morning, expect temperatures teens to some 20s. More of us into the 20s for the afternoon departure from the bus here, but we're looking at not a big warm up going on for today. Wind will remain out of the northwest, and you can see the wind speeds are going to be on the light side, especially heading into the afternoon. More sunshine in the south. Doesn't mean we won't have cloud cover. We just saw that, but we'll be more likely to get some sun in the south, more clouds in the north, and that's where we're looking at that chance for some light snow. Again, we could see a coating, maybe an inch of snow in those areas along and north of Highway 2 into tomorrow morning. Check out these temperatures starting tomorrow, back into some low 30s. That introduces its own issues. If we do see some precip go through on Wednesday and into your Thanksgiving holiday, some of that may be a little bit of a mix going on. So we're going to watch this closely for your first alert weather days, Wednesday and Thursday. Again, I want to stress I'm not looking at a system that's going to shut down travel for the holiday, but something that might have some impacts for you. So check back with us through the rest of the week.
Okay, a lot to check up on here, Lisa. Thank you. 6:54 right now. A candlelight vigil is planned in Broadway Square to remember and honor the victims of the Club Q shooting in Colorado Springs. The gathering is happening tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. That shooting happened in Colorado Springs at an LGBTQ+ nightclub on the National Transgender Day of Remembrance. Fargo Dome officials are investigating claims that one of their employees used discriminatory language during a discussion while working Saturday's Bison game. This video here was sent to us by a whistleblower who says a day worker was asked to take off a scarf that he was wearing around his head. Now, according to the whistleblower, the other individual later mentioned that it was worn as part of his Islamic faith. He was still asked to take it off, though. The employee, who is suspected of using the discriminatory language, was asked if the rule would still apply to a woman who is wearing a hijab.
When she comes here in a rag, she's not working. You have to see the face, you have to see the hair. There's no mask here, no rags here.
The Fargo Dome's general manager says the facility has no restrictions on articles of clothing worn pertaining to an individual's faith. He says the video is being forwarded to appropriate Fargo Dome departments and the city of Fargo for further investigation. Police are now releasing the names of the two men shot to death in North Fargo over the weekend, and they're asking anyone with information on the case to come forward. Police are awaiting autopsy results on 27-year-old Kier Davies and 28-year-old Jaquan Gatewood, both of Fargo. Their bodies were found around 3 Saturday morning in the 1000 block of 15th Street North after reports of shots fired. Investigators say the two victims knew each other.
He was a loving, caring, ambitious person, a very great dad, for sure. He had a vibe and a personality that was unmatched. That's what I can say.
Police are still searching for witnesses to that shooting. If you have any information, call Fargo PD on their tip line, that number up on your screen right now. You can also text Fargo PD using the text a tip line that is also on your screen right now. Take a look. Voters in Pingree Buchanan are deciding today whether to approve a $4.5 million bond referendum to make improvements at their elementary building. District officials say it's to fix space and security issues. Now that money would pay for more classrooms, a media center, and security at entrances to the building, plus parking lot improvements. This is the first bond referendum in Pingree-Buchanan in 60 years. We have an update to a story we first told you about last week right here on the Valley Today. The Mapleton School District is getting one of the first fully electric school buses in North Dakota. There's a ceremony this afternoon at the school. It will include the regional administrator of the EPA and North Dakota's Director of Environmental Quality. The cities of Enderlin and Glen Ullin are also getting those e-buses. A 14-year-old Minnesota boy was facing an uncertain future earlier this fall after a terrible crash. In late September, Carson Fugly broke several bones, which required numerous surgeries. There was also a fear that he was going to lose his leg. Since then, the small communities of Ulen and Hitterdal stepped up to surround the family with love and support, and it has now helped in Carson in his recovery.
Tough kid. He's determined. He's never backed down from a challenge before. I don't see him backing down from this at all either.
Thousands of dollars have been raised to help the family. For more on Carson's recovery, find this story on your VNL News app. Today is the final day to apply for a Christmas food box from the Salvation Army. It's for anyone in need, but there is a limit of one box per household. We do have a link to apply on our website. Now, the food boxes will be distributed on Monday, December 19th at Hope Lutheran Church in South Fargo. Thanksgiving is all about family gatherings for a lot of folks, but it's also one of the top days for kitchen fires. You're between 3 and 4 times more likely to start a fire in the kitchen on that day than any other day of the year. Now, the National Fire Protection Association says never leave the kitchen while cooking on the stovetop. And when you're cooking a turkey, stay home and check on it regularly. And keep things that could catch on fire like oven mitts, wooden utensils, food wrappers, or towels away from your cooking area. They also say to avoid wearing long sleeves and hanging fabrics that could come in contact with the heating source. Also, always cook with a lid beside your pan, so if there is a fire, you can put the lid on quickly to snuff out the flames. If a fire starts in the oven, turn off the heat and keep the door closed. Only when the fire is completely out should you open the door and then stand to the side when you do it. We have a traffic alert for you this morning. A new closure in North Fargo. 12th Avenue North is down to 1 lane between 47th and 55th Streets. Crews are installing a private driveway around that area. The work could take about 2 weeks. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. You can find us right after this on the Fargo CW. Otherwise, thank you for joining us. We'll be right back here tomorrow morning. Stay warm, everyone.